Hi everyone, we're going to sketch the graph of this polynomial, and the first thing we need to determine is our degree. So for f of x, we have a 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So all these are multiplicity of 1s, but all you have to do, since this is not in standard form, is add up the 1s. So n equals 3. And that's an odd number, and we're going to write that here. That 3 is an odd number, and our lead coefficient here is negative. We'll get back to end behavior in just a moment. Let's do our y-intercept. That is where x is 0. And that equals 0. And our zeros, which is our x-intercept, is where y is 0. So we have a 0 here. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. And 3 minus 3 is 0. And all the multiplicities are 1. So our zeros are just 0, 0, negative 1, 1, and 3, 0. Our maximum turning points is you take your 3, your n, and subtract 1. So that equals 2. We'll have at most 2 turning points. And this one, we're going to determine the intervals where our y is negative and positive. We're going to do that after we graph. We're just going to look at the graph. So let's go back to our end behavior. So our lead coefficient is negative and our degree is odd. So degree odd, so we're right in this area. Okay, so the graph comparison is y equals negative x cubed, which is this. Plug it here and then just kind of sketch it. Our main concern is our end behavior. So what we're looking at is these tips right here. That means when you graph from left to right, we're going to start in quadrant 2 and end in quadrant 4. So we know in quadrant 2, that is going to be negative, positive. And in quadrant 4, it's positive, negative. And all this means, if you're looking at this part, is as x from 0 gets larger and larger, our y gets smaller and smaller. That puts us in quadrant 4. Positive, negative. All right? As our x gets smaller and smaller from 0, that's your negative. There's your negative right there. Our y from 0 gets larger. So that puts us in quadrant 2. So that just means we're going to start in quadrant 2 and end in quadrant 4 somewhere. All right, so let's plot our zeros. They're all multiplicity of 1. So this is negative 1, 0, and 3. And since they're all multiplicity of 1, that means we cross the x-intercepts. We're not going to worry about x and y, the min and max. So you come down here and you can cross. Now we're not going to worry about our min and max values, not on this video. And then go through 0. We can cross, because this is at 1 here. And come up here somewhere. Again, we're not worrying about if these are accurate. Come back to 3. Again, this is an odd number, so we can cross. So there's your graph. And the last thing we need to do is determine where our graph is above the y equals 0 and where is our graph of f of x below the y equals 0. So where is our f of x positive? And if we look at this, it's positive right through here and then through here. So that's from negative infinity to negative 1 and from 0 to 3. And where is our graph negative? It's only negative here, which is 3 to infinity. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.